off your ass, you can't sit around and keep bullshit. That time ticking, I'm telling you, dog, man, that time ticking. Yeah. Look, time is of the essence, you gotta use it, you can't waste it all. I remember growing up, my favorite thing to do was ball, but now I really try and get it. Whips and cribs and rollies with no diamonds in it. Gotta hold that value while that time is ticking. If you wanna talk a lot, just stop and listen. They giving out real game, you fuck around and miss it. Keep on running your mouth. Everything that I ever wanted, I stopped talking about. I had to really sit and focus. Really had to put some shit in motion. Now I'm in the game and I just flow with it. Can't rush me now. Anything negative in my way, then I just shut it down. I need positive to do some shit so when I'm gone, they remember me.
Okay. What we got? Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. It's crazy the reaction that the first video received. It was major love. I can't do anything but say thank you to you guys. As you can see, I'm speechless because you guys seriously showed out for the first video. I think currently I'm at about 510 views with 110 subscribers. I can't thank you guys enough. That was episode 1 though. This is episode 2 of the Blue Collar Podcast. If you're tuning in, I appreciate you. So this episode is about self-analyzation. You control your narrative. So self-analyzation is pretty much self-explanatory, but if you don't understand it, self-analyzation is basically analyzing, one, understanding who you are, know where you're going, what path you want to take, how you want to take it, what time you want to take it, what pace you want to go at while you're on the path to success or wherever you want to go in life. You control your narrative, basically meaning you are the driver at all times. God puts you in the driver's seat the day you're born. Of course, you're raised up from a child and you're nurtured and everything. You learn different things from different people. But ultimately, you're still in your own car. I've seen people they've been put in beat up cars, basically. Or as most people would say, they've been dealt a bad hand. But I've seen some people receive a bad hand, but turn a bad hand into a winning hand. But not everybody can do that because everybody doesn't have that mentality. So I have 5 bullet points for you. Last video I had 7. This week I have 5 for you. But these 5 bullet points are so important. So like I said in my last video, if you'd like to write these bullet points down, note them somewhere, review them, just soak them up like a sponge. First bullet point I have for you: create time regularly to think and reflect. So in stages of self-analyzation, this is the first stage. You have to map things out. You have to sit down, take your time, and say, okay, I'm going to do this way, at this time, at this pace. You're setting yourself up in a mature way. This is the first step to self-analyze, because you know you're on a schedule with certain things. You can't spend a lot of time on things that don't need your time or need minimal time. Put your time towards something that's going to help progress towards your goal. That's where you're going to put most of your time into. Second bullet point: the point of self-analysis is not self-criticism. We are our biggest critics. I'm my biggest critic. It is what it is. You're going to be hard on yourself mainly because you expect so much out of yourself, especially if you come from a certain background. I come from a two-parent household, and most people look at that situation like, oh man, you're lucky, you're blessed. Yes, I am. But also, my parents worked day in and day out. It was some days, some nights where I didn't even see my dad because he was working all day and then went right to another job. But that was in my younger days. However, he was still able to support me at sporting events and things of that nature. He didn't miss those type of events, but they made sacrifices. My mom worked sun up to sundown with all different kinds of jobs. She worked at a hospital. She's a cosmetologist. Now she has a food truck and she's still in the salon as well. She's doing different things. So in that process, they've criticized themselves and they felt like they can do better in certain areas. But they also know that self-criticism can deter you in the wrong direction when you're trying to self-analyze and grow. I've made some huge mistakes that have cost me thousands of dollars, cost me being eligible to play basketball. Um, Even decisions I made when I went to law enforcement academy. I didn't perform my best, so I didn't succeed at that. I still beat myself up some days about it now, but it's the fact that I was in control of my car at all times. I control my narrative. I'm still able to go back and say, hey, I think I want to do this and try again. But at this point in life, I think I'm past it. But I say this to say I criticized myself so much and I dug a deep, deep hole when I felt like I can't even do this anymore. Because I lost hope in myself. And with that being said, you can be your biggest critic and talk yourself out of a situation that you want to be in, but mentally you've driven yourself out. Remember that. Third bullet point. It takes courage to look inward. As a man in today's society, it takes so much courage to look in the mirror and say, I did this wrong. I fucked this up. It takes so much courage to say that because you know that you made a mistake. You know that you've cost yourself opportunities, all different kinds of things, all different types of things. And you might not like what you see. It's like that sometimes. I've looked in the mirror after I've made certain decisions and I've said, fuck, I hate what I see right now. This isn't me. I gotta shake back. I hate that I put myself in those situations, but once you put yourself in those situations, you gotta move past it. You can't dwell on it. You can't dwell on it. It'll eat at you and it'll hold you back. I'm telling you this from experience. Listen to me. It takes courage to look inward. Be able to look yourself in the mirror, man. At the end of the day, you have to be able to do that in order to self-analyze. You have to look yourself in the mirror and say, okay, I did this wrong. I need to grow on this. I need to make this better in order to get myself back on track. I need to be able to grow in this area to say, yeah, I messed up here. Let's go back in and see where I can correct that. And then you're gonna grow. I'm telling you from experience, and it's a great feeling. Fourth bullet point: the work you do could take different forms. So when I say that, you can You can pray about it. You can meditate about it. You can go to the gym, listen to some music and work out about it. It's different forms of growth. It's different forms of self-analyzation. You don't have to just sit in an empty room and just think to yourself all the time. That doesn't have to be your go-to. And if that's your go-to, then hey, so be it. I I wish you the best. That's something that helps you. But some people, they have to go out and do things. They have to move. They have to get active. I'm just like that. When I'm running miles, I'm running 2 miles. I'm thinking in my head, okay, I can do this. I'm writing mental notes every time in my head. That's why I run so much. That's why I work out so much. I'm taking mental notes every time. That's where I get my biggest ideas from. Working out, being in the gym, pushing myself, pushing my body past its limits. That's when I'm at my best mentally. My juices are flowing. That's why I'm so active nowadays. And now I'm starting to see this when I'm out there on the basketball court and I'm officiating these kids and I'm talking to them. Some of these kids they understand a different language and I still speak that language because I'm younger. I'm only 27. So, the average high school kid, what, 14 to 17, 18 or whatever. So I'm pushing 30. Fuck, goddamn. Oh, I am pushing 30. Shit. Yeah. That just made me realize I'm getting old, man. Damn. Um, but I'm able to relate to them. So when I'm officiating these kids, and I've met some kids that are, as you can see in today's society on social media, they call them crash outs. I won't call them crash outs. Not on here. That's not appropriate at all. I more so call them mentally unstable, misunderstood. Some of these kids are on medicine nowadays. They have a lot of different things going on mentally at home. Their parents did different things while they were pregnant. The mom might have been stressed out because she was left alone. These kids are going through all these different things and dealing with things day in and day out. So they live a different kind of lifestyle. So they think differently. Things affect them differently. And it's sad that they don't get good treatment or people look at them differently. And when you sit down and talk to them, they just like us. They just have a different mentality. But once you get them calm and in a certain setting and have them understand, like, you don't have to live like this and act like this in order to be a certain type of person. You can be whoever you want to be, but you don't have to be like that. You don't have to live like that. You don't have to act like that. You don't have to conduct yourself in that type of fashion, that type of form. Be able to find something that makes you happy and keeps you at peace. That's what working out is for me. That's what officiating is for me. And then you pass along what helps you to somebody else. I literally tell kids, if you mad, go work out. Pump it out. Get it off your chest. Literally, this summer, I've been doing AAU and I've been meeting different kids and I've been having the same kids over and over at different tournaments. And they've been telling me like running is helping, working out is helping. It just feels like such a relief off my shoulders because I'm helping the youth. I'm helping the generation under me find something positive. They're finding something positive to do opposed to what you're seeing in the media nowadays. Kids stealing cars at 13, 14, younger than that, disobeying their parents. It's crazy out here. Bullet point number 5, be accountable with honesty and integrity. I can't stress this enough. And it really needs to be 6. Be accountable. First of all, we're going to change that. It's 6 bullet points. Let me go ahead and cross that out. Be accountable. Shit. I can't stress this enough. You have to be accountable if you plan on self-analyzing. So that's number 5. Be accountable. And if you're going to be accountable, and if you're a person that has family in your life and friends in your life, you got to have accountable friends. You can't self-analyze and say, yeah, I'm this way because blah, blah, blah. And it's a negative way that's causing you to decline and not incline towards your goals and being successful. You got to be accountable. You got to be able to say, yeah, I have this problem with so and so XYZ. Then you're like, okay, I know I had this problem. I know how to fix it. I'm going to fix it this way. That's how you go about it. You cannot lie to yourself. You can't lie to yourself through this process. If you want to be successful, if you want to live your life a certain way, you can't lie to yourself. You have to be honest with yourself and those around you at all times. And you have to make sure that the people around you are on the same page. If they aren't, then it won't work. You won't be able to operate. Nothing around you will be truthful. It'll all be full. It's going to be based on lies. Relationships based on lies never work out. And if they do, it's temporarily. It's false. And who wants to be around somebody that they don't trust? So have people in your circle that are accountable, that keep you accountable. Number 6, honesty and integrity. Be honest with yourself. That also piggybacks to being accountable, but honesty in all aspects goes a long way in self-analyzing with controlling your narrative. I have a good friend of mine, Keon Christian. He lives out in Los Angeles, California. Great guy, fashion designer, went to University of Florida, graduated with his bachelor's degree. I think he might have his master's. Anyways, Keon grew up, only had his mom in his life. I believe his dad was in his life, but wasn't an active father, I believe. However, Keon literally, he's literally so fucking smart. It's crazy. Avid program, Reigns graduate. Obviously went to University of Florida. Like it takes a lot to get into that school. Graduated honors, like, and you have people out here that make excuses day in and day out. Oh, well, this happened in my life, so I wasn't able to do it that way. Keon had all odds against him at all times. Was raised by a woman, a black woman, and still made a way. Still made a way. What? And is still successful today in a great relationship with a beautiful black woman. Beat the odds. Are you kidding me? But that man was honest with himself. He realized, hey, I'm not as fortunate as other people, but Keon's mom, she made it happen day in and day out. Day in and day out. Keon had on the freshest kicks. He was one of the cleanest dudes at Reigns. Mark my words. People, if you know Keon, you know Keon stayed fresh. But you have, I tell his story to say he didn't make excuses. And I love him so much for that. I grew up with Keon. We played YMCA basketball since we were like 6, 7 years old. So me and Keon go way back. Keon is, I think, maybe like 5'10", maybe now. I don't know. Keon might be shorter than that. I don't know. Shit. I haven't seen him in so long. That's my guy. But he just, defied the odds. Like he beat the odds, man. Like I can't stress this enough of people who make so many excuses on why they aren't in certain spaces in their life and why they could be in better spaces, and they have every excuse in the world. But I never once heard Keon say, man, I got this going on, I got that going on. I just heard Keon say, I'm gonna just do this. I'm gonna do it this way, and this how I'm gonna get it. And Keon, I salute you, bro. My guy, 100. So I gave you 6 bullet points. Create time regularly to think and reflect. That's number 1. Number 2, the point of self-analysis is not self-criticism. Number 3, it takes courage to look inward. You might not like what you see, and that's fine, but still be able to look yourself in the mirror and say, hey, right now it's ugly, but it's going to get better. And don't think physical features, think mentally. That's what I mean by that. Not physical, mental. Number 4, the work you do could take different forms. Prayer, meditation, working out, running, whatever you find comfortable in yourself, that's what you do. Take that time away, do that activity, get better at it, find peace with it. Number 5, be accountable. Be able to be an adult. Number 6, honesty and integrity. Be able to be honest with yourself, have honest conversations with yourself, honest people around you at all times. So I give you the 6 bullet points. So a great example of self-analyzation. As you guys know, I graduated from Wingate University class of 2021, but I also had an extra year after I graduated, extra COVID year that I took. And after I left Wingate, I moved in with my associate head coach, Marcus Kirkland, him and his family. They allowed me to stay with him for a year. He didn't give me a deadline and say, hey, you need to be out by so and so. He just said, yeah, hey, figure it out. Do what you got to do. And he let me live there rent free. Man, shout out to the Kirklands. Oh my God. You guys are lifesavers and treated me like family, allowed me to have Thanksgiving dinner with them, gave me a key to their house. Like, Miss Kirkland was like, give me your finger. Man, I, love, love. They showed me love day in and day out, treated me like I was their own son. I forever love the Kirklands for that. So I stayed there, moved in about June 2022. Worked at UPS overnight, Papa John's during the day, and was just trying to figure it out. Was applying to jobs every day. I mean, struggling. I'm like getting denied by 10 jobs a day. I'm putting in application after application. I knew I wanted to do something in law enforcement at the time. Nothing was working out. Literally, I was like, nobody hitting me back, or they taking their sweet time. People taking months to get back to me. January's approaching. I'm like, bro, it's been 4 months, 4 or 5 months, and I've heard nothing. So I'm getting pissed at this point. Kirkland like, bro, like, chill. It's gonna work out. I'm like, nah, coach, like, fuck that. Man, this shit ain't working. I went to school for nothing, blah, blah, blah. He was like, RJ, you gotta relax. That's all he said. He said, man, just chill. He was like, something's gonna come. Fast forward, still working UPS overnight, Papa John's. I applied to Florida Department of Corrections. Instantly got a hit back next day. Damn, shit, okay. Applied for a probation officer, put in my application, had an interview within the next month. Went to the interview, came back to Florida for the interview, and crushed it, passed the drug test. Everything was good. Went back to Charlotte. Called me back, said, hey, you got the job. Boom. I moved here to Daytona. Get me an Airbnb in Daytona because I had to go to police academy in August. So I moved down here January, February, March, April, May, June, July. I moved down here June 2023. Actually, maybe May of 2023, actually. It was May of 2023. Stayed in the Airbnb. I invested almost like $4,000 or $5,000 in the Airbnb. Then I went to police academy, got to police academy. First month, everything's going good. Failed my first test. Going into the second month, first week of September, failed my second test. I mean, shit. It was actually crazy. Got a call from the chief. Hey, Mr. Brinkle, can you come to my office? Well, we're going to have to let you go. And we're going to recycle you, and you can come back in January. January? It was like September 8th. Crazy? January? I was going to be on desk duty until then. So I told him, hell no. Didn't want to do it. Ended up just giving up on it. I gave up on it. I was like, yeah. I started seeing some things I didn't like within the profession. The amount of paperwork you had to do, I was like, yeah, no, I'm cool on that. Beyond cool on that. Just didn't feel like I wanted to invest my time in it. I get back home to my parents' house, and I'm at my parents' house in August. Oh, actually, middle of September, beginning of September. Back at my parents' house, my mom was like, well, RJ, what you gonna do? I don't know. I'm like, you know what? I done saved up all this money. I'm moving back to Daytona. I'm gonna figure it out on myself. I got to figure it out. Ended up moving here. Got a job with Amazon. I'm working at Amazon. Amazon going okay at first. Then they cut my pay. Then they cut my pay for a second time. Then the third time. I said, oh yeah, no, hell no. It started getting to a point where I'm only making money that's paying bills. I don't want to live that kind of lifestyle. No offense to anybody who lives their life like that, but I want to be able to go to work, make money to pay my bills, make money to have a little bit to pocket and a little bit to save. I feel like that's the American dream. You can pay all your bills with your checks, pay all your bills, have some pocket money to where you can have a little bit of fun. You know, hey, if I want to go out to eat, if I want to, go get a couple shirts, whatever, go get some shoes, go get some fucking ice cream. I don't give a fuck. I don't know. Shit. And be able to say, hey, I want to put $200 away this month or $300. I like to live a lifestyle like that. They weren't providing that anymore, so I had to leave. I took a risk. I literally left Amazon and I started officiating full time. Told my dad, like, yeah, I got another job. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. He was like, all right. I called my supervisor, Alan, who he's over A1. He was like, RJ, I'm gonna schedule you for a lot of games. I said, schedule me for as many games as you can because this is the only job I have right now. I did that for 2 months straight. I was making my rent money within 2 weeks. I was panicking at first because I'm like, I don't have any income. I had a little bit of money saved up, but I have a separate savings where it's like, I don't want to touch that, but I had some money saved up where it's like your play money, but you don't want to touch your play money. But it's like, shit, I might have to put that towards the rent. I was like, fuck, no, what is going on? I was fucked up, man. I swear. I'm like, I don't have no money to fucking play around with. I'm about to have to do this shit, blah, blah, blah. So I took that risk, and man, that risk paid off. Literally, my payout for all of December, I quit Amazon in November. At the beginning of November. Kid you not. I got my first paycheck for officiating at the beginning of December. It was $2,400. It was crazy. I had did so many games. I'm sorry. It was it was about that because I had did some men's league games and everything out of town games. I was getting whatever I could. End of December is about the same. I'm like, I done built my money back up. I'm good. Ended up doing what I'm doing now, driving box trucks for a door company. I'm officiating full time. Uh, Also getting back to selling jerseys. As you can see, I have the number 9 water boy, Bobby Boucher. Mama said, yeah, it's a story behind that also about self-analyzation and you control your narrative. If you've seen Waterboy, you already know what I'm talking about. The things that Bobby Boucher overcame. Granted, it's a movie, but it's a purpose behind the movie. It's a message in every bar in that movie. Like, oh my goodness. So if you haven't seen Waterboy, please go watch it. It's on Tubi, YouTube, whatever. But self-analyzation, you control your narrative. That's honestly where I got this second episode theme from, honestly. Bobby Boucher overcame so many different obstacles in his life. He had the odds against him. He was a water boy, but he had some pent up anger behind him. Some players tried him. He ended up making the team because he knocked out one of the players, tackled one of the players, and made the team. But then he had so many different obstacles thrown at him while he was a player, even by his own teammates. People in his circle that he trusted and cared for and loved, they were against him. He was just trying to help them, trying to be a friend to people. Trying to help motherfuckers that 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 you know they need help. They ask you for help. You help them out, and then they fucking stab you in the back on some snake shit. That's what Bobby Boucher went through. And then it took for him to get into a hospital bed and really go through some shit. I think he had a concussion, I believe. And then motherfuckers want to act sad and oh my god, Bobby, are you okay? Like no. When this man was providing, making sure that the athletes had the best water possible, because he came into a situation where the coach didn't even care about the quality of the water that his players were consuming. That was part of the reason why they couldn't even get right. Your players not even getting the right nutrients in their body. Not even drinking the right water. I think they was drinking like black mold or something like that. So he's literally saying, yeah, coach, your water is bad. Players tasting the water, it tastes like magic to them because they've never had purified water. He's coming in, purifying the water, making everything better for them. And they're giving him their ass to kiss. And it took for Bobby to go down for them to say, Bobby is important to us. Why does it take for somebody to get fucked up for people to say, oh my God, I think we should help them? This man been checking on you, making sure you straight, and you can't take 5 minutes out your day to say, Bobby, are you okay? That man make sure you straight at all times. You can't take 2 seconds out your day to make sure that the next man's straight. You gotta be ashamed of yourself. And watching that movie, sometimes I look back on it and I'm like, damn, like they really did this man dirty and then wanted to spin the block on him and help him out, and he accepted them like they never did anything to him. He's He's so selfless. He is the example of a selfless human being. He really is. Because no matter how they treated Bobby, he still treated them with the utmost respect. And honestly, that's how you should be as a human. But I'm a Leo, so I'm gonna give you my ass to kiss once you give me your ass to kiss. That's just in all honesty. I don't care what you say. But I tell you that Bobby Boucher story to say no matter what was thrown at him, Bobby overcame speech impediment, his mom working against him, not wanting to play football, um, the people on his team against him. He he defied all odds and overcame all of that, and was one of the best football players in that city. I think that was college. That was college for him. Yeah, but yeah, that it just screams you control your narrative. No matter what life throws at you, you're in control at all times. You got this. You can do this. God can throw a curveball at you and just to see what you're gonna do. You can or you can fucking nut up and bat up and knock that shit out the park. So, you know, I left you with a quote of the day and scripture of the day by Foster Johnson. We're gonna do that too. Same episode. If you want to write this down, please write it down. Quote of the day that I have for you. I lost myself trying to please everyone else. Now I'm losing everyone else while I'm finding myself. Ooh, Lord Jesus. I lost myself trying to please everyone else. Now I'm losing everyone while I'm finding myself. That's self-explanatory. I lost myself trying to be a people pleaser, trying to help another motherfucker. Probably didn't even want the help. And they got the help and didn't even appreciate it. Made me feel like shit for giving them the help. I took time out of my day to say, yeah, you're important. I got your back. And the next person couldn't do the same for me. So I lost myself. And now that I'm finding myself, finding more things out about myself, now everybody around me fading away. How does that work? So I had your back. I made sure you was straight, but you can't make sure I'm straight as I'm finding myself. That don't add up. Get rid of people like that. I had somebody like that in my circle recently. Didn't understand how to talk things out like a man, and wanted to be a finger pointer. And I don't have people like that in my circle. I'm a man of accountability. I hold those around me accountable at all times, no matter who you are in my circle. That person wasn't accountable. They couldn't be accountable. Be gone. I have no time for you. I'm glad that you are where you are in life, which is doing the same things you was doing. The same things you was doing. Hanging with the same people doing, just not progressing. I don't want people like that in my life. So I look at that situation like, yeah, that's a blessing in disguise. That's my quote of the day. Scripture by Foster Johnson. Don't hide your dirty laundry. Lord Jesus. As you self-analyze, you can't be a person that just throws some dirty laundry out there and still got dirty laundry in the basket, because at the end of the day, if you leave some dirty laundry in the basket, the shit gonna smell. And your whole house gonna smell after a while. I'm just saying, I don't know if you want that funk in your house. Don't hide your dirty laundry. So Foster Johnson sends me a scripture pretty much every morning. The centurion answered, Lord, I'm not worthy for you to come under my roof. Just say the word and my servant will be healed. Jesus said to the centurion, "Go your way. Let it be done for you as you have believed." His servant was healed in that hour. That's powerful. You're self-analyzing and you think and you ask God for help and you're like, why am I even worthy of help? Don't be like that. God understands all things, all people. He's not there to judge. So don't close that door on him. Reflection. What would I do if Jesus had dinner with my family? What would I be most concerned about him seeing? I will tell him and let him help me fix it. Allow God in your life and allow him to twitch things and tweak things that's going to push things in the right direction. Air out all the dirty laundry. Get it off your chest. Because he's going to help you at the end of the day. You may think, he's going to judge me. He's not there to judge you. He's there to help you. It would behoove you to lay everything out there on the line. Learn self-analyzation. Know that you control your narrative at all times. Guys, I appreciate you for tuning in for episode 2. We have more episodes on the way. Peace out.
Really had to put some shit in motion. Now I'm in the game and I just flow with it. Can't rush me now. Anything negative in my way, then I just shut it down. I need positive energy. I'm trying to do some shit so when I'm gone, they remember me.